ongoing situation in Nagorno-Karabakh that undoubtedly you are very concerned with. Can you just explain to our viewers who might not be aware of it what the situation is there and why we should be so concerned, why it's so important that the international community gets involved to try and settle the ongoing conflict?
Well, thanks, Ben. I'm glad we got the chance to speak about that, because that's what I thought I'd been invited on the programme for. This is one of those small flare-ups that has the potential to turn into a big and really serious military campaign. We've got Armenia, which is a little country in the south of the Caucasus. Most people don't know where it is. Azerbaijan next door, which most people probably couldn't spell it, and a place called Nagorno-Karabakh that most people can't pronounce. But what's happened there is conflict which rumbles back to the fall of the Soviet Union back in the 90s has re-emerged, and at the end of September, Azerbaijan invaded effectively Nagorno-Karabakh, a country of 10 million people, invading a country of just 150,000, but with Turkish support. And what's really worrying is that the Turks have been giving military support. They've been very bellicose in support of Azerbaijan's invasion. They're occupying most of Nagorno-Karabakh now. They've been using illegal cluster weapons, really dangerous weapons that particularly impact on children when they pick them up when they haven't exploded. They've been bombing civilian areas, they've been bombing churches with people praying in them, they've been bombing, we've had reports of maternity hospital as well. And this is deeply worrying. And Turkey is a NATO member which has been invading another country, and invading sovereign territory, which is Armenia as well. And there's also reports that they've been shipping in jihadi insurgents out of Syria to come and back the Azeri aggression. And this is really worrying. We need the fighting to stop. We need all the parties to get round the negotiation table before this turns into a much bigger geopolitical situation, because you have Russia to the north with a big influence, then you have Iran to the south, and you have Turkey to the west. It could turn into be one of those tinder pots that we really don't want to get out of hand.
But how do you see that?
The ceasefire, Tim, that was brokered by the Americans has already been sort of compromised, hasn't it? Both sides are accusing each other of compromising that ceasefire. And as Charlotte's saying, what is the solution? Because if they're ignoring the brokered ceasefire to try and help the situation, how are they either going to feel the urge to actually stop fighting?
Well, there have been 3 ceasefires, I think, all of which have been broken. We've got an unsteady peace at the moment. I think what we need to do is there's 3 main players in this. There's the Russians and the Americans and the French, who are part of what's called the Organisation of Security and Cooperation in Europe, the Minsk group, which has been trying to negotiate a long-term settlement here. We need to get them to get heavier, but frankly, we need to get heavy on Turkey as well. Turkey is a NATO member. Turkey has been giving serious arms to Azerbaijan and military support to Azerbaijan to inflict military incursions into Armenian territory as well as to Nagorno-Karabakh. And Turkey needs to be calling out. I mean, Turkey's in danger of becoming something of a rogue state. And there's poor old Armenia, and the Nagorno-Karabakhans, who are mostly Armenian, are caught in the middle of this. And we have quite a big Armenian community in the UK. We have the Armenian National Committee who speak for them, and we get all these reports of what's happening, and it's absolutely devastating. This is a war that's going in the middle of a COVID crisis as well, that absolutely they don't need out there. So we just need them to stop, get round the table, and Turkey needs to be held to account for its role in all of this as well.
Okay, Tim Laughton, thanks very much for joining us to talk about that and other key issues of the day. And thanks also to Kevin Maguire and Andrew Pearce.